Brilliant. It's brilliant. It's some of the best things I've seen on YouTube.
And now, a message from the Baroness Cameron Show.
Hello, YouTubers. In the last episode, I made a disparaging remark about racists, sexists, and homophobes, and now I kind of feel bad and would like to pass my condolences along to Reverend Falwell's family.
This is a show about a baron, but he isn't the real baron, like Baron Greenback or Baron Munchausen, but he is a baron. This is a show about him and all his imaginary friends. This is the Baroness Cameron Show.
Friends, enemies, and internet losers, I have returned, and welcome to this, the 21st episode of the Baroness Cameron Show, coming to you from yet another wet and rainy day in Vancouver. However, we Vancouverites don't mind the rain because it makes the grass green and keeps the tourist inside. Enjoy the show. Hello and welcome to Whiteboard Chat. I'm your host, Baron Cameron. Now, today I want to talk to you about an idea that I have come up with that could solve a lot of the world's problems. And it's really actually very, very simple when you think about it. Let's go to the board. I want you to send me all your money. Now, when you think about it, that doesn't sound like too good a thing for you, but just bear with me, okay? So, it doesn't have to be all. Maybe just everybody on the planet sends me a check for $10 or something like that. Now, there are a bunch of things that we can fix with this. We can do world peace. Now, you're thinking to yourself, Baron, how can sending you a check for $10 bring about world peace? Well, if everybody put down their guns and picked up their checkbooks, they might not actually pick their guns back up again. So, there you go. We could solve world hunger. Now, how do you solve world hunger? By sending me your money? Well, say for instance you're like really poor and can't afford to buy food, and you send me your last dollar, then you die. And if all the hungry people die, then we've just cured world hunger. Now, I suppose we could also add disease in on this one, because, you know, if you can't afford to pay for your medication because you sent me your money, then, once again, if all the disease people died, no more disease. It's better to give than it is to receive, and I think that I'm willing to shoulder the burden of the world, and, you know, just, I'm okay to take all your money and let you guys be happy. So that's Whiteboard Chat. Think about it. Yeah.
We don't get fooled again.
Hello and welcome to BSI. I am your sexy and charming host, Baroness Cameron. Today we're going to be doing something very, very special. Out of respect for the death of the Reverend Jerry Falwell, I figured that we should do something really important today. And so we will discuss the age-old question. Who would win in a fight, Buffy the Vampire Slayer or Selene from Underworld? Now, when discussing a question of this magnitude, there are many things that we need to take into consideration. First of all, blondes versus brunettes. I like them both, so flat plane there. Sarah Michelle Gellar versus Kate Beckinsale. I don't know. I mean, they're both, talented actresses. Kate's got that accent going for her, though. That's always a plus. They both wear leather. Lots of leather. Kate's armed. Buffy's got cool swords and stuff. But you can just sort of picture it, dark castle somewhere. The two of them duking it out. Excuse me, I have to go. All earth was but one thought, and that was death. Hey, we are going down to lovely Courtenay, British Columbia, on the east coast of lovely Vancouver Island.
Now, on the west side of Courtenay, you'll find like a mountain range that runs down sort of the spine of Vancouver Island. And as you can imagine, like most BC mountain ranges, when the snow comes, they can get pretty treacherous. But there's an old story about how a little girl thought that it was, finally spring and it was safe to go out and pick flowers. And she went out and got lost in a freak snowstorm on the mountain and died. And they say that every year she comes back to let you know that the snows are melting and it is safe to go out and pick flowers. So if you take a look at this picture here, this mountain is just to the southwest of Courtenay. And if you look carefully, you can see her head, her arm, and the flower that she's picking. So when you see this little girl out picking the flowers, you know that it's safe to go back into the mountains again.
Hello, YouTubers. My name is Baroness Cameron. I am the president of the MeTube Network, and I am also the host of the Baroness Cameron Show. I am speaking with you today to ask if you have seen this YouTuber. She is easily recognizable by her charm, wit, and her propensity for saying things like, "It's the worst thing I have ever heard." If you have seen this YouTuber, please contact us here at the Baroness Cameron Show, because we all miss her dearly, and we're not the only ones.
Paperback
Hello all, and welcome to the book report. Today we are going to be looking at, well, it's sort of a book, but it is actually a play by Mr. Samuel Beckett called Waiting for Godot. It's an odd one. It's an existentialist play, and you know how cheery existentialists tend to be. It's not exactly the feel-good page-turner of the summer, but it is a fantastic play, and I recommend if you ever get a chance to see it performed, that you definitely go and do that. It's about two guys in a tree. Well, it's about more than that. Some would actually say that despite its odd and absurd exterior, that it's a play about hope. And if you can get your head into it, it's some pretty neat stuff. I quite like it. As I said, Waiting for Godot by Samuel Beckett. And if you get a chance to see it performed, for God's sakes, people, go do it. That's the book report.
Phone and show. This is Baron's phone and show. Call, collect, but make it cheap, or I'll kill you in your sleep. Call now. It's Baron's phone and show.
Hello and welcome to the phone-in show. We have assembled another crack panel for you today. Firstly, representing the ridiculously armed fashionistas, Ralph.
Hello, Baron. Workers of the world, unite.
By the way, Ralph, I was looking over your expense accounts, and either you drive a semi and do a lot of gardening, or you and I really need to have a talk about what you can and cannot claim as a business expense.
Well, that would depend on the business, wouldn't it?
Moving right along, representing the U.S. Department of Homeland Security.
Oh, shit!
Representing the U.S. Department of Homeland Security, Captain Shithammer. That's Shythammer. Whatever. And finally, our roving intrepid reporter, Bob. Bob, how you doing?
Yeah, hey there, Baron.
Nice to see that you are still successfully at large.
Thank you.
Do you mean to tell me that man is an escaped convict? Well, technically, he was never convicted of anything. He's more of a fugitive.
Well, that's just splitting hairs. It is the sworn patriotic duty of every American to hunt down and capture all fugitives, and not to rest until we do.
So, Captain, how's your hunt for Bin Laden going?
This interview is over. Is he gone?
Yes, Ralph, you can stop hiding now. So, Ralph, are all urban gorillas such horrible chicken shits?
Most of us, yes.
Okay, let's go to the phones. Caller number 1, you are on the air.
Yeah, I was just calling to ask why you're always making fun of hippies on your show, man.
Because they deserve it?
Because they deserve it.
Because they deserve it?
Besides, caller, how old are you?
Oh, yeah, I'm like 20.
Well, see, then you don't have a problem, because if you're only 20, you're not actually a hippie. You are what we call a poser. So why don't you call back when you figure out that the strawberry alarm clock is not something you can buy at a fruit-related gift shop. Next caller, you're on the air.
Hello, Miss Cameron. This is Sam Video calling. We're just calling.
Next caller. Hello.
Yeah, how come Ralph gets an expense accountant and Bob doesn't?
Bob, is that you?
No.
Really?
No, but
Bob, can you hang up one of your phones? They're starting to feed back.
Oh, sorry. Damn it!
Well, that's all the time we have for today, but please tune in next time when you'll hear Miss Piggy say... Well, nothing on this show. It's not the Muppets. Get over it. Hello, YouTubers. If you're like me, you have probably heard this Numa Numa song about a billion times. Now, every time I go anywhere on YouTube, all I hear is Numa Numa. I'm starting to have dreams about this Numa song. So I have decided there's only one thing left for me to do, and that is to make my own Numa video. You pushed me to it, Numa. So, ladies and gentlemen, here it is. My Numa Numa video.
Alo? Salut! Sunt eu, un haiduc și te rog, iubirea mea, primește fericire.
Well, that was the episode. I hope you enjoyed it. Keep those viewer mails coming, because as you well know, I will do whatever I can to answer them for you. Other than that, see you next time.